So St. Kitts and Nevis recently, or rather just reduced its CBI program price by $25,000. In this video, I'm going to discuss if it makes any sense. Even now, after the 25K reduction, the cheapest option now becomes 125K as opposed to 150. Before you did 150 and then you added a bunch of other fees like the lawyer fees and some other application fees. It was in the range of 165 plus. Now you're talking about 125 plus those additional fees, so which makes it 130K-ish. Obviously, it's a positive change. The price has reduced. The point is, even after this reduction, I wanted to provide an assessment on whether this is still a good option. Should you consider this? Does this make any difference or does it not make any difference? Now, before we get started with this topic, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, take a moment and subscribe right now so you're always updated on any of the latest news regarding residencies and citizenships. And in case you are new here, I'm Jay, and here we discuss residencies and citizenships. All right. So when the Bitcoin was doing good and it was in the 65K range mark, that was the golden era of the Caribbean CBI programs. A lot of interest, a lot of applicants use this for taxation purposes, etc. Now, I'm not saying there was anything necessarily wrong in all cases. Tax avoidance has been a very interesting topic for a lot of people. So a lot of people wanted to renounce and catch hold of one of these programs that really made a lot of economic sense. So you would save a bunch of tax and you get this thing and you offset this cost, right? So you're paying this program, you're saving on the taxes. So it's like you buy a car, you don't pay taxes. So let's go and buy a car rather than going and paying taxes. So you buy a passport and you don't then you avoid those bunch of taxes, which makes life easy. So the point is, during that time when the Bitcoin did the 65 range, these were solid options. These were great options for some people. And again, this is not investment or immigration advice. This is my personal analysis and educational content. Now that the Bitcoin has tanked to all-time lows, 16 and 70K, compare that with the 65K, a lot of people aren't interested in shelling out any cash for anything. They want to preserve their cash. Cash has become more important than any time else in history. Does it make any difference? Well, 25K down. I personally don't feel this competes with the overall reduction in prices that you have seen. Home prices are plummeting like crazy in a lot of locations, especially in the US. Everything is, the inflation is rising. Bitcoin is at its all-time low. So that means less earnings, right? People aren't really making much money out of that. And in that sense, someone coming in and still paying 125 plus other fees, let's say 135K, I think it's too much money. It's a good change. For a lot of people who desperately wanted a passport and desperately were looking for the St. Kitts and Nevis, this is a relief because now you'd be paying 25K less. But let's say you were not in any mood to buy the passport anyways, and then just because this is reduced, does 125 make any difference? I think it doesn't make much of a difference. It's still kind of the same. Now, if there was a 50% reduction, let's say this was 75K, then it would have been an interesting option. Now, I wouldn't say go grab it. I would say, okay, it's a decent option. 75K is not bad for this program, but 125K is still slightly higher. Now, what I do encourage is for other CBI programs, the other Caribbean countries that sell their options for 100K, they should probably look at the 75K mark. That would really make some difference. Still, there would be a lot of people who wouldn't be interested even at that price point because, as I said, cash is very important. Yes, you can keep buying all of these passports, but it also matters which passport you're buying. Now, there has been other changes as well. The point of this video is to discuss the biggest change, which is the 25K reduction across the board on all of these options. I feel 25K is a little too less. It should have been 50% discount, and the program overall should have costed 75K for it to have really made a big difference. All right, I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Catch you in the next one.